Houghton Realty. If you guys have my business page, you know that I want to start a weekly questions and answers just about Northern Michigan real estate. But first, I want to tell you guys a little bit about myself. I was a stay-at-home mom for a while before I started real estate. I was taking prerequisites for nursing. I didn't know what I wanted to do for a living. I just knew that I wanted to help people. And the first thing that came to my mind was being a nurse. So I started doing that. Things got really tough for my family because we have 4 children, and living on one income was rough. We kind of talked, my fiance and I decided it was time for me to go back to work and maybe revisit nursing down the road after my kids got a little bit older and our financial situation changed. So I started looking into, different jobs. My first thought was to go back to a factory, which I did before I was a stay-at-home mom. My fiance, as wonderful as he is, told me I was way too smart for that and to find something different and just take my time. I had already been off work for a long time. So I just started kind of looking around for different jobs that were around nursing. Obviously, you can't be a nurse without your license. But I thought maybe a receptionist at a doctor's office or something that would keep me pushing towards that goal. During this time, my broker, who I've known for several years before I became a realtor, posted on Facebook that she was hiring real estate agents. A little background about my family. My mom was in mortgages for a really long time. Throughout my childhood. I don't know exactly how long, but she was in the business for a long time. And I seen this post and I was like, real estate. I had already bought and was in the process of selling a home and, working on buying another. So I just asked her some general questions. How do you get licensed? What does the job entail? How do you do it? And she was great. She explained everything to me, told me where I could go to school. I did the online course. My fiance and I had talked about it after, and I talked with her, and I said, I'm pretty interested in this. I like, working with people, and this is a job where I can work with people. I can help people, buy and sell houses, and I'm really interested in it. And he said, yeah, if you want to do that and you think you'll like it, go for it. So he worked some overtime and we paid for the class. The class, at least where I took it, you were allowed to take it for 6 months. Another little fact about myself, I am not the type of person who reads information, and that's not the way I learn. I learn by doing. So that was a new thing for me, to just have to sit there on the computer and read it. There's nothing for me to do other than read this information and hopefully I remember it. So I took my time. It took me, I want to say, like 4.5 months to get through this course. A lot of the course segments, you would have to be on it for an hour, and I would spend 2.5, 3, 4 hours on one section that was only supposed to take me an hour. But like I said, I'm not the type of person who reads it and learns it. I like to do. So I just took my time and made sure that I was really taking in the information. I was writing it down, making flashcards, things that really helped me learn this information. I finished my course, and it was about Christmas time. I have a daughter whose birthday is in December, along with 4 kids, so it's a tough month, and we were already struggling. So I was just kind of working on my flashcards, just remembering the information. And my parents were up visiting for Christmas. They do every year. And talking with my mom, and she said, you know, when are you going to take your test? You know, in a few weeks, you know, after the holidays pass, I'll pay for the test. But, you know, gotta, you know, have the money to do it. God bless her. She paid for the test for me. And that's when my life began to change. My dad, you know, I know he wasn't trying to scare me, but he told me, you know, he's in the military, so he's done a few tours and he knows lots of people, and said, you know, I know lots of people who have taken the test and they don't pass 5-6 times. They don't pass. So I'm not saying that to make you afraid. I'm just saying that so you understand that it's not something you're going to walk into and it's going to be easy. And it wasn't. It wasn't easy. I went up to Gaylord to take my test at a testing center, and I was the only one there. I asked the lady who checks you in and makes sure you don't have anything, do a lot of people pass their first time? And she told me, she kind of sugarcoated her answer and told me, some do, some don't. That made me feel a little bit better. I'm not much of a test taker. I can know the information, and as soon as you sit me down and just make me, you know, second guess myself, all the information just goes out the window. So I go into this room all alone. You can't talk. You have to be very quiet. You have nothing but a paper and a pencil. And I passed my first time. As soon as I hit that submit button and it said pass, I got this rush of excitement. I came out and she's like, I take it you passed? And yeah, I did. And she said, I didn't want to tell you this, but most people don't pass their first time. And I just felt, you know, so accomplished that I did this. And, you know, I made my phone calls to my parents and to my now broker and told her I passed. So I went in the very next day, and, you know, I couldn't work yet because my license hadn't come in, but I could kind of just see what went into it and learn a little bit of what was going on. And once I got my license in, I just started cold calling. And some people might think it's annoying, but it was something that I needed to do because I wasn't, you know, experienced. So I knew I had to mess up a few times. I had to mess up a lot of times, and I called so many people. And then I started learning. I sold my first house, and the amazing feeling of helping that family, it was great. And that really pushed me to work harder and keep going. My first year in real estate, I sold $1 million in properties. This year, I have already sold $1 million. And I'm constantly looking for ways to get better. If you guys have hired a realtor or worked with them, you probably know that Northern Michigan, we're behind times. Our brokerages are completely, you know, they're old school. So I just look for ways to improve myself and my business and make things better. In February, I found an amazing photographer to do all my listing photos, and I take webinars all the time just to learn different marketing skills and different skills for myself. You know, I've taken a lot of time to learn how to target market people for when you are listing. And then I realized that if I tried harder to help a certain set of people, that it might work better. It gives me more time to focus and gather the correct information instead of knowing a ton of information for everyone out there. because there's all different types of people. And because I've lived up here since I was about 12, I mean, I do know a lot about the community in northern Michigan. One thing I've learned through real estate is that in northern Michigan, almost everyone who buys is a vacationer. They don't live here. I mean, of course, we have a community up here, so there are people who live here, but the mailing list that I make, I did an entire road in Roscommon, stretching from Roscommon to Grilling. It's about 8-mile, 9-mile road. I did the entire mailing list, and I want to say 85% of the people who owned down that road didn't live here. They didn't live here. So what attracts those people here? That's what I feel like I can focus on to help people sell their homes better. When you're buying a vacation home, you may not necessarily know where you want to buy. I mean, you might have an idea. I want to be by a river. I want to be by a lake. I like to hike. I, enjoy doing this. Or I'm familiar with this area, so I'll look there. But what makes us different? What makes your home different? What sticks it out that someone coming up here to purchase, they want that? What's in the vicinity? Those are all super important things that, I think as a general population of realtors, we forget. We think, oh, well, this home is, super close to town. People don't come here to be close to town. People who live here want to be close to town, and not even all of them want to be close to town. I know personally, I live out in the woods and I love it. I don't mind driving 18 to 20 miles to go get my groceries or go get gas, because I would rather be in the middle of nowhere. People want to be close to things that are fun and things that are exciting, things that they come up here to do. Now, of course, the lake, we have just near where I work, you have Houghton, Higgins, Lake St. Helen. I'm pretty sure there's a decent lake over in Gladwin. There's a few lakes in Harrison. People want to be on the lake, sure, but that doesn't mean that the rest of the houses don't have any value to them. How close are you to the river? How close are you to the hiking trails? Do you know what those hiking trails are? For example, I'm sure if anybody has been looking at my page, which I just got started, I'm switching over from my business page to kind of like a more personal page. Sorry, hang on a second. Okay, to a more personal page, and you'll see I'm going to post the stuff that we do. My family loves to go outside and travel. I don't want my kids watching TV all day. We live in the woods. They love to hike. They love to check things out and go have fun. We do travel a little bit. We usually stay between, the middle half of the state and the lower half of the Upper Peninsula. But we do occasionally venture out. I've been up to the Porcupine Mountains. That is beautiful. But there's so many hidden things around here that when you Google Houghton Lake, what is there to do near Houghton Lake, that they don't show you. The website doesn't show you. People don't realize it's there. So I feel like that's a really important aspect of selling your home. Anyways, I am going to start a weekly Q&A for Northern Michigan real estate. So if you guys have any questions, please drop them in the comment box below. Don't forget to like and share. That's always appreciated. And if you don't want your name and your question out there, you can always send me a message. And I apologize for all the ums. This is my first time doing it, so I'm a little nervous, but that'll get better as I go, promise. Bye, guys.